Good afternoon. Welcome back to Siblings A and J Gardening. I'm Angela. Just giving you a progress report on these greens. I stated last week it would probably be another 2 to 3 weeks before we picked. Jeffrey and I have discussed it, and we're going to wait 2 more weeks, which would be a total of 3 weeks before we start picking. They have grown significantly. We had rained, it probably was maybe 3 or 4 days ago. We had a nice amount of rain, which really helped. Look how big that green is. This is a broadleaf. But we're gonna wait, like I said, another 2 more weeks. And here's my weekly report on these pecans. Still thriving. Looks like there are a few red tomatoes, but it kind of appears that, no, I thought maybe they had been on the branch too long, but nope, they feel pretty solid. So I'm gonna still walk through the garden, check everything out, and then I'll come back my last go around and pull these red tomatoes. I don't know what this track is, but there's some kind of track in the garden here. And this area here, we're just gonna call it a wash because these greens, for whatever reason, they just didn't do well. And I believe this is the second year we've had trouble with the greens in this area. This section here, the greens look lush and big, but those far 3 other rows, they're a total wash. Gonna come over here. Look like weeds have taken up this corner right here. They just didn't do this that well this year. It's just one of those years. It's really been an off year garden-wise for us. We're not used to not getting a good harvest on tomatoes. We were pleasantly surprised with the okra. It has been thriving, but it's on its way out as well. But this area here was usually lush and just full of greens. I mean, the outer area is here, but as you get further into the middle, you can see that they just aren't that big and just don't look that colorful. But we'll take what God gives us. I mean, we were used to years prior. You see those big lush greens right there? We were used to them looking like that. But like I said, we'll take what the good Lord gives us. Not complain. That's a nice big patch there. Look like there's a few more Carolina Reapers I need to pick, the red ones. This is what Jeffrey tilled up last week. And here's the okra that looks... I haven't been out here in a week to check on the okra, I'm gonna be honest. We had rain for 2 days, and it's still muddy in certain areas as well, but I'm gonna cut what I can today. This area of the greens, they look really, really good. Lush, green, and pretty. Well, these don't look as pretty as the others, but we're gonna take what the good Lord gives us. The squirrels are really starting to knock the pecans off of the tree. But I would tell you all something. I have lived here since I was a little girl. I grew up next to this tree and never knew it was a pecan tree. Never knew it until last year. I was told my uncle used to come out here and pick the pecans, but I never knew it, that we had a pecan tree out here, or a pear tree. Now growing up, my uncle did have a peach tree over here by the pit, and then the property that my brother owns way over there, there was a pear tree at one time. And I can remember being a kid and I would pick Uncle LV's peaches, but I think the tree died. Now here is our apple tree, and as you can see, it's bare. It's not, we had it topped, trimmed, so hopefully next year I'll get a good harvest of apples and I can make applesauce. But I've given you all a tour of the greens. I'm getting ready to get started on the okra. There's a few tomatoes I have to pick. Not much I have to do out here today. Nice big juicy tomato. Big as the palm of my hand, if not bigger. This is what I ended up picking today. I picked a few red tomatoes and Carolina Reapers, hot peppers. And then I picked some green tomatoes, some green peppers, purple peppers, a few pods of okra, and there's a few Thai peppers at the bottom of this basket as well. Harvest is getting smaller and smaller. The fall garden is truly starting to wind down, especially the tomatoes. You see just that little tomato. All of our tomato plants are like that. Jeffrey seems to think they'll thrive again because they like the cool weather. Plus, I did some cross-dressing with the Tomato Secret by Dr. Jim Z last week, so we'll see. But I'm gonna call it a day. There's nothing else to do in the garden. Fall garden is truly, truly winding down. Thank you all for tuning in to Siblings A and J Gardening. Thank you all for liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. Hit that notification button so you'll be alerted to all current videos. Thank you all so much. You all stay safe and be blessed. It's a beautiful day here in southern Indiana. Beautiful day.